Welcome back, everybody, to WNF Podcast, otherwise known as We're Not Friends Podcast. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Jean.
And we made it to episode 15, y'all.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody.
Last weekend, we took a little break. It was a stressful week, and we did an outdoor movie night watching The Strangers, which was very scary. And then Sunday, instead of editing videos, we were lazy assholes in bed all day.
Yeah, we just hung out, literally put the projector in our room. So we don't have a TV in our room. So we have this like big white wall. So we projected right on the wall, and it's been awesome because we actually even moved the Sonos speakers into the bedroom, which is a smaller space than the living room, which makes everything sound way better.
Speaking of being lazy assholes, we don't have a white wall because we were planning for a projector. We have an empty white wall because we don't fucking decorate our shit. So it worked perfectly.
We take the simple aesthetic thing to a whole new level because it looks pretty fucking medical in our place sometimes. Like we have white walls, like a grayish light color, kind of like wood floors, kind of. It's one of those like it's one of those like it's one of those like tile floors that make it look like wood.
Yeah, it's modern, not my personal choice. We're renting. Listen, the guest bedroom's decorated. We do have a painting over our bed. And I decorated now finally the living room pretty nicely. We had some blank walls out there that we filled in with stuff. So yeah, that's all the effort that I care to exhibit. We don't want to go to any more fucking Home Goods or Z Galleries or whatever the fuck. No, I'm not putting any more effort into this goddamn house because we're going to move anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's weird. But then we also said that before, after we built our first home, I think at that point we also said we were going to do more, and we left a lot of blank walls.
Yeah, well, lucky for me because John had us move here after 2 years, so I'm glad I exhibited zero effort. I miss that place. And whoever bought it from us sold it for like a 30% increase. Assholes.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Anywho, so we were lazy assholes last weekend. We ate chips in bed and drank some hard kombucha. It was chef's kiss. I love it. That brought me back to the old days when John and I first started dating. We got like slightly obsessive with one another after like, I don't know what, month and a half, couple months in. We started dating at the end of summer, and by October we were like not seeing people. You would come down for the weekend and we would barely leave the house and just lay around all day and snuggle and stuff. And
yeah. And then we were in Oklahoma, so obviously it was much colder than where we are now. And we got obsessed with sandwiches and soup. And so we would literally just get like a bunch of different soup and a bunch of different sandwiches and sandwich meats because we ate meat back then. And that was like our way to like change things up.
We thought we were fancy bitches. Like Sean and I thought we were adulting. Okay, when we would go to like the Walmart deli counter and get turkey, but the kind of turkey that has paprika around the edges, that kind of shit. We're like, oh, wow, that's so interesting as we get our Walmart meat. Right. Yeah. Or sometimes during the winter when we had our little apartment in OKC, we would go and get rotisserie lemon chicken from Walmart. And man, we were fucking living the life.
That's funny.
Yeah, those are good memories.
Yeah.
So, Sunday was fun. Maybe another Sunday we'll get to lay around. Speaking of spending time together, the holidays are coming up. And I think this is an interesting time of year for a lot of people. I think a lot of people spend the holidays with extended family, big families. They have a lot of plans. People, I think, start spending time together with like trick or treating and, family that have children together, Maybe they'll go trick-or-treating or hand out candy together, whatever. Then, obviously Thanksgiving, lots and lots of family gatherings, big meals, multiple meals if you want to see each other's families. And then Christmas, of course, is always crazy. But Jean and I are weirdos. We like to spend our holidays alone.
Yeah, I think this stems from whenever we moved to Florida initially and we were like away from all family. We had a cool, tight-knit group of people that also did not have a lot of family around. And so we would do a lot of like Friendsgiving, or we would do like a lot of just kind of hanging out during Christmas, just getting together every once in a while. So that kind of trained us to not be so reliant on family, not having to be forced to, go back home and spend time with family. Instead, just stay where we are. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good thing to be self-reliant, to where we just kind of depend on each other to make it feel like the holidays, and we don't have to, surround ourselves with family.
Well, and I think I definitely agree with that. And we noticed it was a lot less stressful and laid back.
Hell yeah, it was. Yeah, of course.
Which is like, that's the fucking worst thing about holidays. Like, listen, guys, we get a couple of fucking days. Life is tough. Everybody's got day jobs. Let's just fucking cook, drink a little bit, shoot the shit. That's never how it goes. It's always stressful. People want to dress up. They want to take pictures. They want to, we have to have this thing so it's perfect. It's so stressful unnecessarily. Like, we just are not into it. So instead, like Sean said, with our Friendsgivings, we would be like, yeah, we'll bring a couple dishes, or maybe we'll make, I don't know, something not Thanksgiving-y, like Mexican food. Get drunk and play Rock Band for 6 hours. It was fucking awesome. So we've just kind of set that standard for us.
And then we'd also play like board games and card games. And I remember the year that Cards Against Humanity blew up and everybody was getting that. And so we got it. That year we made our own Thanksgiving, like completely like from scratch. And so that took seriously 6 hours long.
Well, it was vegan and like healthy Thanksgiving at that. So
it was so time intensive, I remember. And so
clearly Jean doesn't cook the dishes with me sometimes, because every time you cook for Thanksgiving, it's time intensive.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, so we were drinking like the whole time while we were eating. We were drinking coffee and Jameson.
We started in the morning.
Yeah,
like
early.
First thing, because we wanted a mid-afternoon thing. And in Orlando, our friend's house was on the lake, and it was the one day it was a little cool.
Right.
So we could wear like long sleeve, sweat a little, but not a lot, and like long pants. And we had all the dogs there, and we just got fucked up. Yeah. I mean, so tanked. Oh my God. I remember at the end of the cooking, we were trying to make all this really elaborate shit. Like, our old friend, she was always over the top with her shit, even though it was just the four of us. And it was fun because it made us make things that we wouldn't normally make.
Yeah.
But I'm a green bean and casserole and sweet potato casserole kind of bitch. We were making like elaborate, our own seitan meats from scratch, and like all of these elaborate sides. And I just remember all of us, we probably had like 10 coffee and Jamesons.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Oh, yeah. And then I can't remember what we switched to. Some like holiday cranberry-ish type drink.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, my God. And I just remember my eyes like crossing as I was trying to make the last stuff. I'm like, oh, my God, this is so messy.
So then like right after we eat, we start playing Cards Against Humanity, and we're laughing so hard and just like choking up our food. And it was just it was so funny. It was hilarious, but
much better than family drama.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. But now Sean and I, like, we spent last Thanksgiving by ourselves, and it was just a lot with work. And I love making, my favorite part of Thanksgiving is the cooking. I love that. But last year I got sick, and we had already decided, you know what, let's just enjoy our time together because we don't get a lot. So we did takeout from one of our favorite vegan places in Phoenix. Also delightful. Granted, we got takeout for 4 people.
Yeah. But I love that. I love that restaurants do that, where they do like the pickup takeout thing, where it's like, family of four thing, and then they include sides, they include the main course, they include the dessert. Like that's awesome. That makes it so easy, and I'm glad we did that last year, and it turned out really well. It was great. I mean, we even had leftovers, which is arguably some of the best parts of Thanksgiving, is having a ton of fucking leftovers.
We didn't have a ton. We had one more meal, unfortunately.
That's true.
That was the worst part. I was like, damn it. There's no more fucking Thanksgiving food. This is the best part, is the leftover for like 5 days. But normally I got sick last year, but normally we do the same.
Flu.
Yeah, it was horrible. It's the worst. I hadn't been that sick in a while. That was like fever, sweat. It was not good. But normally what we would do is we cook, eat, play Super Mario Brothers, drink, enjoy the weather. Like, it's just simple. It's kind of another day, like another nice, relaxed day, but just elevated with food and holiday drinks. I don't know. It's fun. We really, really like it. We don't feel depressed or like lonely without family. Just Jean and I don't know, are we weirdos? Tell us. Like, we just find a lot of solace in focusing on our own little family.
Yeah.
And if we're not in a good, life is stressful and we don't want to add more stress to it. So that's why I think we're totally fine with spending the holidays with one another and alleviating that stress and making sure our own mental health and relationship is thriving.
We even like to travel alone during the holidays. We've done trips during Thanksgiving. We've done trips right on Christmas, and they've worked out really well. They're actually sometimes even cheaper flights, and it's not crazy busy at the airport, at least for my recollection, because usually we leave like day of the specific holiday, which is actually really helpful for us, because then we're smack dab in the middle of our time off, or the beginning of our time off during those trips. For example, we did one trip during Thanksgiving to Thailand, which is super not fucking traditional, but you know what? It was amazing. It was great. It was a great time of year to go to Thailand. It was not super busy. The flight was a great price. All of the fucking stay there, like at all the hotels and all that, was just so affordable.
Cheap.
Yeah,
beyond
super cheap.
affordable.
Yeah, that's
true.
Like, yeah, it was
we
cheap.
paid
$100
for a villa on the beach.
Yeah. But I think it's probably Thailand in general, but it felt specifically like really good during that time. But
no, it's just Thailand in general. Thailand is very, very cheap. I think unless you go even peak season, it's going to be cheaper than a lot of places. But we actually swam with elephants on Thanksgiving Day that year.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool.
We were like the only Americans. We saw 2 other Americans, and it was on that elephant jungle sanctuary trip. And it was weird because, so we got there a little before Thanksgiving for that trip. And I remember being like, Sean, we were walking around the town and everything. Not one iota of Thanksgiving, not one note. I figured we'd see like a menu being like, have your Thanksgiving, not even Thanksgiving food, just making reference to it.
I don't.
Nothing.
I definitely don't.
Oh, nothing. None at all. But there's no Americans there. So it was mainly like Brits and I think Swedish and Australian people is what we saw a lot of. But yeah, we went and swam with the elephants and fed them and bathed them. It was probably the dopest Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
ever.
But it was a legit elephant sanctuary.
Yeah, you don't ride them. It's a sanctuary. Yeah. So you're right. Like, some people think the word sanctuary means all is good, but if you're riding an elephant, that's not a legitimate sanctuary.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I still, to this day, even with me now hearing it out in the open about what an elephant sanctuary is like, I still hear people saying, yeah, I went to an elephant sanctuary. It was so great. I mean, I got to ride on the elephant, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, man, that's really bad for the Asian style elephants that are there in Thailand.
Yeah, it's they're the way that they're made up. They're a lot less stronger than African elephants.
Right, like their back is arched versus being more of a straight spine. Yeah.
Right, and they cannot take the weight of people, and over time, it fucks up their spines and their backs, and not to mention, on the commercial side of things, like the tourist side of things, sorry, if you're riding an elephant, their spirit has been broken.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why anybody labeling themselves as a sanctuary. This elephant was previously broken because that's the only way that they'll let you get on them and ride them. And you're going to perpetuate that because they've already been ridden before. Like, it's stupid. So don't ever ride elephants. But that was a really thankful Thanksgiving.
Last year, we left on Christmas Eve to Europe. And we did a trip to London, to Paris. And luckily, we just kept it at that, actually. We were thinking to be like super fucking ambitious. We were thinking about going to Amsterdam. We were thinking about going to Brussels as well. Cramming it in. What was the time period? Like, how long?
Just over a couple of days. It was like 3 days. It was stupid.
Fucking crazy. Like, so stupid. So luckily, though, we canceled Amsterdam, canceled Brussels, and just focused on Paris and London, which honestly, like, it felt like we didn't have enough time there.
No.
So I'm so glad that we just focused on those two cities. So that was a lot of fun. That was great too. This is another awesome trip, like during the holidays, just us.
Well, oh my God. And that, totally recommend going to Europe during the holidays, because the Christmas markets, even though they stay open till the new year, holy shit. The Christmas markets, really cool in London, really cool in Paris. And my favorite part of the Christmas markets in Paris was vin chaud.
Which is?
It's like hot wine. And then they put brandy in it as well. And it was amazing. It was the best thing ever. And they had these little vin chaud stands throughout the city, even like outside of the Christmas markets. And so you'd see, and I'd be like, wow, we gotta get vin chaud. It was amazing. I don't even fucking like wine. Like, I'm not like that, but oh my God. That was the best drink. And you would be cold and you'd have your little scarf and you had un vin chaud.
Yeah, it was good. They held all the lights up everywhere, and it was a colder climate. It didn't snow or anything like that, but it was still like that kind of crisp air that we don't get in the places we've lived. Like right now, we're in Scottsdale, Arizona. You know, the last 8 years before this, we've been in Orlando, Florida. Not particularly Christmassy type vibes. So that's the kind of thing that we wanted, was something different. So it was cool to be able to experience that, to be bundled up. You know, in Paris, they do a lot of outdoor seating. And so you're outside, you have those little heater things above you, and then they have like blankets that you put over yourself. So that's cool.
As
like
you
that,
sit in your little cafe facing the street, watching everybody walk by while you drink and everybody else is smoking.
That's true. Yeah, they are.
I was like, holy shit, that is a stereotype that is true. Parisians smoke.
Yeah.
They were all smokies. I felt very out of place. I'm like, shit, I should be smoking a cigarette right now because everybody else is.
It's funny. Yeah.
It is. But oh man, that was a lovely, lovely time. And honestly, it's easy to walk around, like bundled up slightly. It made it actually very invigorating to walk around in the cold, oddly enough.
Yeah, it was fucking weird. We actually would, since we knew that we had a lot to see whenever we would leave our place, our Airbnb, we would get ready, like ready for the day, to where we could go out to dinner if we wanted to with whatever we were wearing whenever we left the place that morning. So we would get dressed up in a way, go out, and, you know, obviously we're not wearing the most comfortable of shoes whenever we're doing that. And we didn't fucking really complain once. And we probably walked on average
10 miles. I had my watch on.
Yeah, it was a lot of fucking walking.
It was like 8 to 10 miles every day. I'm serious. It was crazy.
You know what's funny? They actually had all those like bird scooters and things like that, and like the lift scooters out. I fucking thought it'd be fun just to go do it, but we didn't even do it because we were like, fuck it. We just walked around.
We're cheap, so we never have service. Ever. We
true.
never pay for service. So when you brought that up, baby, I was like, how? Am I going to stand by shitty Wi-Fi and hope I can pick it up? No. So that's why, and then we're so cheap that we're like, taxis, those are expensive. They're going to rip us off. But by staying in really walkable places, then, you know, you don't have to pay for those kinds of things and you can just explore. And Paris, I can't wait to go back. That was a very easily walkable city.
Yeah.
But the point in talking about all of this, guys, is I think people get stuck on Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving Day, Christmas is Christmas Day, and we have to do what we're doing on these days and spend it with family. And I challenge you guys to not do that shit, because it's not about, the 25th is Christmas Day. The point of Christmas is to spend time with your family and enjoy yourself. And it doesn't have to be your big family. It could be a friend. It could be, just a husband, whatever. You don't have to make it the typical shit. Just enjoy yourself. It's to be surrounded by things you love and people you love. And it doesn't have to be a ton of it.
Yeah, I agree. And even if you're, like Lauren was saying, even if you're a small family, like a couple, or if you're even by yourself, I would actually recommend leaving. Go out. If you don't have a family to be around, don't fucking spend it, nestled up in your home or apartment. Get the fuck out. Go to a new environment, feel invigorated, and I think that's going to make that holiday feel special to you. So I recommend that. I definitely think it's a good idea to be selfish during the holidays and do something for yourself, because for some people, that's the only time off they really have, extended amount of time off. And this year in particular, it's been tough. So maybe think about that and try to escape this fucking rotating bullshit that we're going through with the elections and coronavirus. Just do something for yourself.
Yeah, go get an Airbnb. Go rent a cabin in a different location. Go, you don't have to get on a plane.
Yeah, it doesn't have to fucking be Thailand or London and Paris. Terrible examples. We're just giving you real fucking examples, guys. So, but those are terrible examples. Do something.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah, for sure, the pre-COVID. But just get the fuck out of your own surrounding. Go to somewhere different that feels like you're outside of your element.
Yeah, and you don't have to have vegan turkey and stuffing. You can go eat, whatever on Thanksgiving. Just go enjoy yourself and experience life. And, like Sean said, you only get a couple of days off sometimes. So do something different.
I agree.
Well, cheers to that. Don't know what we'll be doing on Thanksgiving, but it will definitely involve enjoying one another's company. So
yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Catch us on social media. You can find us on
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of the streaming platforms, and Twitter.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good week. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for listening, y'all.